Reploids.
How's it going, everyone? This is Twitch from Reploid REVO. We're coming at you with another ramble. As always, I am with my fantastic co-host,
Coleman X. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having you on your own channel.
Yes.
Alright, well, you know what? I thank you for having me on your channel. It's a pleasure, as always. And as always, we're going to be rambling at you, so I hope you enjoy the sounds of our voices, because they're going to be in your ears for a while. We're going to get a little cozy, we're going to make a little mattress out of the gunk you got built up in there, and then we're going to whisper sweet nothings to you about model kits that we like.
That's right.
Oh yeah, it's happening. Anyway, with that out of the way, yeah, so last time we talked about model kits that we wanted, but now we're going to be talking about model kits that you wanted, and we are going to go ahead and give you our thoughts on that. You guys commented on the last video, and that's where we got all of these selections from, so if you hear your name in this video, congratulations, you have been selected. You have 3 days to pack your stuff. We have a plane prepped and ready for you to fly out to the island where you can compete in the first ever Ramblin Reploids Squid Games. And your cash prize will be to have whatever figure you voted for in the comments become a reality. So I hope you're prepared.
I'm gonna put a big asterisk next to that.
Yeah, this is. I should have said like Squid Adler games. Just to make it more Mega Man.
I'll go back and fix it.
Yeah,
Don't
fix
worry.
it in post. The first ever Ramblin Reploids Squid Adler games. Just dump it over. Oh my gosh, we haven't done this in a while, and I do apologize for the big delay. Just as a little forward, I came down with a little cough, a little. Before we were gonna record this, so I finally have my voice back. So if you notice any funkiness with me, it's that. I lost my voice, I found it. Turns out someone dropped it off at the Lost and Found over at the Kronos Institute, and I popped that sucker back in, and here we are.
That's good.
Without further ado, how about you start us off? Go take your pick, and I will ping pong off of you with the ones that I picked.
Okay, sounds good. When this idea first came around, I talked to Protodude about it, and he sent me a message with 2 words, Magma Dragoon, and I'm like, yeah. And also, Daunted X in the comments also said that, and it's a good choice. Like, he's got a really fun design, and he's got so many parts that can move, like I could see like the shoulders moving, and just. I don't know. I think it'd be really fun, and just to like build the necklace thing, like the beads that he wears, and just be able to move it around.
Yeah, the little beads would be like a fun little like translucent plastic thing.
Yeah, it'd be so much fun.
I would love to pose him like doing his like little like let's fucking go squat, where he's like and he shoots the fire out of his mouth. I just want to make that pose because it is such like an exaggerated extreme pose, and I love it. So.
It's really good. Oh man, it could come with like a fire backdrop. When he's doing that pose and he's surrounded by the flames and they're just shooting up. That would be so cool. I would love that.
Yeah, like or he could have like the fire bubble when he like does his like little intro. Like when he first lands and he's like, rah, like it makes like a little ball of like fire around him for like a split second.
Now we're talking.
I'm always disappointed because that little like flame bubble appears for like a split second. It's like barely there. I wish that it would like flash a little more, like during his intro. Yeah, like you could have a lot of fun little accessory parts with him. He would be really cool to have as a character. And if they're smart, hint hint, they might make some of his parts compatible with the other characters. Because I would love to like put X in like a Magma Dragoon style armor or something.
Ooh, yeah. Like the shoulders and stuff, yeah.
Like maybe if the shoulder pads could swap, stuff like that. Or like, I mean, you know what? This is just me harkening back to like when I was 11 and I made like my first Mega Man OC, which was Magma Flame X, and it was just Mega Man X combined with Magma Dragoon, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like I ran with that for like a long time. And originally his helmet, because of course I'm original, It was just Magma Dragoon's head, but like the jaw was open, so it was like a Snake Man kind of situation, where like his head is going through like X's head is going through the mouth of Magma Dragoon.
That's pretty cool.
But it was basically just like Mega Man X in a Magma Dragoon themed armor. And I know nowadays it's probably not the most original idea. I mean, it probably wasn't that original back then, but I thought it was cool as hell. So 11-year-old me get some credit. And if I could recreate something even vaguely resembling that on like a model kit, I would be in love with that. Like, this is also part of why I think we need more like just Mavericks in general. Like you said, Magma Dragoon would be great because he's got all these moving parts, and I'm also thinking like Storm Eagle too has like the wings. Just the articulation on the wings would be a lot of fun, and just any Maverick would be great. Like not to just end it there, but like there's a bunch of Mavericks that would make for excellent model kits. So, and Magma Dragoon is probably number 1 for me, and I would say Storm Eagle is like number 2. Like those two need to be model kits.
I mean, they're generally considered the most popular for a reason, like they have such fun designs.
And some great music.
Yes. And, if we did get a Dragoon kit, that means you can give the beads to anybody, Oh,
that would be cool. Like, instead of it, snapping on, you could, make it, I don't know, put it on, a rubber band or something, and then you could, actually stretch them and put them, around someone's neck.
Yeah, or, I mean, I guess you'd probably, remove the head and then put the necklace on and then...
Oh, that's true, yeah, you could if it was, just see, that's me thinking too ridiculous. Yeah, of course, it would just be a solid piece, kind of like the scarf for Proto Man is just, it's, not attached to anything. It just kind of sits there, if I remember correctly, and then it's just... the head and the body are what holds it in place.
Man, now I want to see my Rising Fire kit just with the bead necklace. It'd be pretty cool. And the shoulders.
That would be really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. You gotta paint your Rising Fire kit black so it could be like Akuma with the black and red.
Oh man. Stop giving me ideas.
Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to get myself a Rising Fire kit. I was thinking, I'll get the vanilla one, but no. Now I want the Rising Fire version. I want to paint it black, and I want to put Akuma's 10 symbol on his back, the heaven kanji. Put that on X's back. Ooh. I want to do it now.
Yep, I'm holding you to that because I want to see it.
That would be. I wanted to make a custom, and I'm like, that's it. That's the idea. Akuma X. I like this.
Well, that's Magma Dragoon for you. What is your first choice that you picked?
So my first choice comes from Spring Queen. I'm gonna go with in the theme of X4 with Iris or Alia. I think Iris would be a fantastic kit. Iris actually has a fairly complex design, and I think that she would be a good addition. We literally have no female Mega Man character merchandise except for, I think, a garage kit of Marty or something like that. They're either static statues, figurines, or garage kits. There's no posable figures, that I'm aware of. I mean, I guess there's the characters from Legends, you got Roll and stuff, but that's still, yeah. I guess she's the only one now that I think about it.
There's the Koto kit of Roll.
Oh, that's true. There's also Roll.
She's just sitting there by herself.
Yeah, the point I'm getting at is that there should be more female model kits to, create a more ensemble cast. So I think Iris and Alia would be perfect for that. Iris, of course, is everyone's favorite waifu. Everyone loves Iris. It would fit along with the X4 theme. You've already got the 4th armor, so that's really cool. Of course, Zero fits in with any of the games. And Alia is just a fantastic, iconic design. She has a wonderful design that everyone loves. And of course, it would just be nice to have, maybe a female counterpart for X. You can pair up Zero with Iris and make some cool poses with that. You can recreate your "what am I fighting for" scene, or you could, put Alia next to X nagging in his ear and he's constantly jamming on the skip button to get through the dialogue or something. It would be fun to recreate things like that. If I had an Alia kit, I absolutely would do that. I would put X holding his ears like, you know, hunched over holding his ears, and I would have Alia, like, with her hands by her mouth, like, shouting at him, and I would actually, if I could, I would get, like, a blue folder, like a translucent blue, like, you know, school folder, and cut out, like, a rectangle, and then I would print out, like, the text or the font or something like that, you know, on, like, a water slide decal thing, and I'd put that over the translucent folder, so that you have yourself your nice blue translucent dialogue box.
Oh, nice.
Alia talking to X. I would totally do that.
The size of a folder, yeah. It's huge.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not even that big. I was thinking of cutting it smaller, but that's even better, making it gigantic, so...
Can you hear me, X?
You know, that's totally what I would do, and I think it would be just a lot of fun to have, you know, more variety. Like, don't get me wrong, I love X and Zero, but, like, I want some of the other ensemble cast, and you'll see with my other picks that, well, I should say other people's picks that I then picked, you'll see that that's like a recurring theme of mine, because I think there's some really good potential to be had there. But yeah, those are the choices. Thank you, Spring Queen, for those choices. I very much agree, being an Alia simp myself, so no shame. Give me Alia.
Well, okay. X5 through 7 or X8? Or are we going lab coat?
Okay, listen. I was going to say X5 through 7 because that's like, you know, that's the current theme that all the other characters are in. If they ever went with like an X8 design, like they did X8 X, then I'd be like, yeah, hands down, I want Alia in her X8 design. I mean, I just want the X8 designs in general. Did I mention that in the last episode? Did I say I wanted those? Because I want those. Alright, I'm retroactively putting those back in if they weren't already there. The X8 designs are great. I love them. I've said it before on the show that they are my favorite designs of all time, and I will die on that hill until I get myself a Kotobukiya X8 kit. So yeah, those are my thoughts. That's how I really feel.
Okay. And, you know, on the subject of Iris, it kind of pulls a Berkana, and we get to see what her full leg design looks like.
Yes, this is absolutely not an excuse to look up Berkana's dress, although that is exactly what we're trying to do, because I just want to know what her leg design is supposed to be, because she has feet, she has legs, but it's always hidden underneath her dress. And
these things are important.
They are. We need to have a full character sheet of what she looks like, and we don't. All we have is her witch's gown, or whatever you want to call that, and just a little tippiest tip of her toe attacker. And that's it. That's all we get. We just know that it's a red slipper-looking foot with white on it, like it's a ruby slipper from The Wizard of Oz, which is fantastic. I love that detail. But give us a model kit. We need to know what her legs look like, damn it.
Yep.
This is vital information. The Mega Man fans deserve to know. And all three of Berkana's fans need to know this.
2 of them are in this conversation.
2 of them are in this conversation. The third one of you, you're out there somewhere. I know you're listening because you heard us say Berkana and now you're here. But, yeah, man, Berkana, she's actually one of my favorite villains. So, I would love to see just any representation of her. Even if it was just, like, more artwork, I'd be fine. I just want to see more Berkana. Because I love her design so much, and she's such a cool villain, so...
Yeah.
That's that.
Well, you know what? I'm going to keep on the train of girl power, because Maruna Stellar and Zarda both said Marty, which is, you know, a beautiful choice. Marty needs love. Like, she's so underrepresented in the wider franchise. Like, I get it, you know, manga exclusive character, whatever. Give her a model kit, then that'll boost the manga's, I don't know, viewability. Because
if they brought the manga to the US or to the West or wherever,
yeah,
I feel like she would be way more popular, and she's already pretty popular. She's like the first character most people learn about when they start venturing outside of the games. You know, once they start looking into other Mega Man media, Marty is usually the first character they stumble upon, because she's a named character, she's a recurring character, she's important to the plot of the Iwamoto manga for Mega Man X. And so everyone's like, Marty, who the hell's Marty? Like, you know, or sometimes I discovered it because I remember I was talking with someone once. I was like, well, Zero's dating Iris, but what about X? Does X have any love interests that I don't know about? And I was like, maybe I was, you know, alias, you know, obviously, this is speculation everyone goes to, but someone was like, actually, X did have a girlfriend. Her name was Marty, and she was a mermaid. And I was like, what? Like, my first thought was like, that's insane. That doesn't make any... That's stupid. No way. But then I found the manga, and I was like, oh my god, I actually love this character. This is awesome. So,
yeah, she's really cool.
She's a great character on top of that, so... I guess this is like a double whammy, because I'm gonna go ahead and, of course Maruna would say Marty, because she's a mermaid herself. But I would say, you know, I want more Marty stuff. There's a garage kit of Marty that was at Wonderfest one time where Iwamoto actually drew the cover art for it, which is fantastic. So good luck getting your hands on that. It's probably $1,000 plus a kidney for shipping. And I want more Marty stuff. And also I want the manga to come to the West because it's such a good story. And for some reason... Capcom USA, in their talks with Udon or whoever they're speaking with, they seem hyper fixated only on Ariga content, and I don't know why. Because I think Iwamoto, like Capcom, still makes reprints of the manga, and they also published the novelization of the manga. And I'm like, well, you guys are clearly still in talks. Obviously, like, it's not a licensing issue. So, what's going on with that? Bring that over. Expose the world to more Marty, and let X have his fishy waifu, damn it.
Yeah, like, worldwide stuff has a lot of Iwamoto in it. Like, anything Vile has been released in lately has come with the bourbon.
Yeah, everyone loves the bourbon.
Yeah, so, like, I just don't get why they don't want to bring it over. Because, like, Iwamoto's, like, he's still doing art for, like, dive stuff. You know, just on his own time. He's just posting, like, anytime, like, new characters come out, he'll post a drawing of them with, like, a funny weapon. So he's clearly still involved, you know. So let's hope someday the stars align. The manga comes out over here. We get Marty as a Koto kit and in dive. You know, then we get, like, more art, and it'll just be...
Yeah, you know what? I hope that she does show up in dive. That would be another good way of, like, exposing everyone to her.
Absolutely.
Like, she's already got, like, a pretty decent following, but, like, you know, I do wish the characters from the other material around Mega Man just got more exposure. Like, Marty being number one example, because she's probably, like, the most popular, you know?
Yes.
More of that, please, because it's so good.
But, yeah, that's Marty for you. What do you have on your next one?
Speaking of lesser-known characters... I'm gonna jump down to one that I picked for my good buddy Prototwi. His comment, and I'm quoting verbatim here, is "You already know who it is."
I saw that one and it made me laugh.
Well, for those of you who don't know, and I really don't understand this, my good buddy Prototwi is obsessed with the character of Lifesaver from Mega Man X5. That's right, Lifesaver, the mass-produced Dr. Reploid from X5, who has minimal, I don't know, importance, significance in the story. He just loves Lifesaver. He loves Lifesaver. He's the biggest fan of Lifesaver. I think he's a fan because Lifesaver is so out there and useless. He loves Lifesaver. So, he wants Lifesaver to be a Kotobukiya kit. So... I am going to go ahead and vouch for him and say, yes, Lifesaver should be a Koto kit. And to add on to that, because I'm not letting him get away with only saying Lifesaver, I added a little parenthesis here that says, and other background characters. How about that?
Okay.
And the reason why is because X5 introduced us to a lot of additional characters that I was like, oh wow, are these going to be like mainstays in the series? I can't wait to see what they do. And unfortunately, most of them just got relegated to like background decoration or like menus, you know. Like X5 gave us Alia, who everyone loves Alia because she actually plays a tangible part in the game, even though everyone hates it because she keeps interrupting you. But she's also a very nice looking character, very attractive. Cygnus, so you're like, oh, that's the guy that's running the Maverick Hunters. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and say Cygnus should get a figure, because hell yeah, it'd be awesome to have Cygnus, like, doing, like, commander poses and other things. Basically what he does in the games. He just stands around and looks cool while barking orders. Douglas, everyone loves, or excuse me, I should say Dogglass.
I was about to say Dogglass is very, very needed.
Prototwi would give me trouble if I didn't pronounce his proper name as Dogglass. For those who don't know, in the intro to X5, when they're showing all the characters, there's like little mugshots that pop up along with their name. And then for some reason, Douglas is spelled Dogglass in the intro. So that's forever burned into that FMV, and they're not going to fix it. But his name is supposed to be Douglas. Douglas is like a mechanic. It's really cool. He kind of fills the role of Pallet before Pallet existed. So I really like Douglas. He's got a great design. He's cool. I just like his design. It's just a good design. I like that his helmet is like a backwards baseball cap or something, and he actually has like glasses and goggles and like, I don't know. He looks very like gritty and mechanically and just, yeah. He's great. But then of course there's Lifesaver. Lifesaver, as I said, is just a doctor. And he's not even like a character. They introduce him in the intro as if he's one person, and they call him Lifesaver, and you're like, ooh, who is this scary looking dude? He's so serious. Like, is he going to play like an important role? And then it turns out he's just like a mass-produced Reploid. Also in X5, I'm going to throw this out there too. In one of the endings, I think it's only one, not in both. Yeah, I think it's the one with X. X's good ending. He's commanding 3 additional Maverick Hunters. And it's like this one girl, she's like black and silver, and her hair is like a helmet, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I know the one.
There's like another guy who's like, I want to say he's yellowish, and he has like a shield, which is cool. And then there's another one who I think is like green or teal colored, something like that. And like, it's just like a group of Maverick Hunters, and those guys were so cool. I love those designs. I think that they should go ahead and make more background characters as model kits, because, variety is the spice of life. And so we can have the main heroes all the time, and yeah, it's true that people are not going to be clamoring for these background characters, but if you just made like some, I don't know, like cheaper kits, like if you just made them kind of like, real cheap, just to fill in some of those background characters, I would buy that. It's like when you get Gunpla, you're willing to drop $60 to $80 on like a real grade, Gundam, but you're also just as well dropping $15 on like a GM or like a gun tank or something like that. You're like lesser, or like a Zaku, like your lesser mobile suits. If they were to go and do that with some of these background characters and just push out some like really cheap kits that were just made in like the same scale or something like that, I would be totally down for that, because I don't need them to be like super posable or ultra, like advanced or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do personally. I would really like them to just make stuff like that. I think that'd be great.
Yes. Well, going off of that, this is so perfect. It's like our choices, they rhyme. It's like poetry.
I was gonna say that, but you're already in the middle of it.
JamCalX suggested like just generic Reploid kits, which is, going along that same vein, like just, it would come with customizable parts and like different like skin tones and like different like probably different arm upgrades and just all sort of weird things, and then you could take those parts and use them with like your X or whatever,
Exactly. You can go full, Mega Armor series. Mm-hmm. Use your sense and skill.
There it
and
is.
Make your own Reploids.
Yeah. Well, it really calls to mind like Dive, how there's all these like weird out there weapons, and like that stuff would never come in a kit already.
Kotobukiya does that already with like they make this thing called, what is it? MSG model support goods, where it's like drill arms and like Gatling guns and like various crazy weapons that all fit into the hands of standard Gundam models, as well as their frame arms Gundam. Like, it's not frame arms aren't Gundams, but it's like a generic robot series where they just make different styles of robots. They also make things like Hexagear, and it's another just generic soldier model kit sort of thing. And the point is, their MSG series is like accessories that fits with all of those and also works with pretty much anything that you can get to stick those things in their hands, And so if they could take that approach to Mega Man by making, different wacky weapons or armor parts and things like that, that'd be amazing.
Oh yeah.
I'm so down for that. I want them to take the Mega Armor series mantle and, like, if they sold like a generic Reploid frame and then sold the parts separately, I would totally buy that. I'd buy the frame, like just the body, and then I would go and buy the different armor sets. You know what I mean? The armor sets and the accessories and this and that and all that other stuff. I would totally do that. I'd be all over it. I love it. It's a great idea.
Such good ideas. I love this.
I feel like I'm making myself depressed because these things don't exist yet. I'm holding out that maybe they will. Maybe somewhere out there in Japan, there's that one English-speaking person who works at Kotobukiya who's listening. And they're listening to these ideas and they're going to pass it off to their superiors. And maybe one day.
Maybe.
I hope that, what would be really good if, like, X9 or some other high-profile Mega Man game comes out, and, like, that coincides with, like, Kotobukiya, like, pushing out more, like, Mega Man stuff.
Yeah. Oh, man, they could get, like, X9 armor, like, just there from day one. Like, that's what Figuarts did with, like, the Broly movie. Like, it was, like, Broly and, like, Gogeta and the new, like, the newer designs. Just right there to go with it.
Yeah, because when you see that stuff, you want the toy.
Yes.
It's the same damn scheme they've been pulling on us since the 80s. You show us something cool on TV, and then we want the toy. We want to take it home. We want to take the action home. We see G.I. Joe flying around in his, I don't know, Thunder Tank. No, that's Thundercats that has the Thunder Tank. He's in a thing.
The Joe-mobile.
The Joe-mobile. He's in, it's a combination snowmobile tank submarine. And it shoots plastic missiles. And then you're like, oh my god, that's so cool. I want that. And then they make a toy of it. And you're like, yes! So if I want there to be some sort of high-profile Mega Man game or production or something, and then that would then inspire or I guess push Kotobukiya to go and make model kits, because that's what people want, man. When something cool comes out, you want to have it for yourself. That's why there's so many robot kits, because when you make like a robot anime, everyone's like, this is cool, I want to build a model of this, because they want it, And you don't even have to, like, it's probably, I feel like making models is probably better than making toys, because, like, with a toy, you have to, like, sculpt it and do this and do all that, but with, like, a model kit, it's like, yeah, we're just gonna print the parts, you can put it together. The person is the manufacturer. But I like that aspect of it. So, yeah, man, there's just a whole lot of potential. This whole idea of, like, generic characters and other things like that, and just accessories really really lends itself to the model kit idea, because people love customizing model kits.
Someday. Just gotta hold out hope.
Definitely. So we are just full of segues today, because I know we were talking earlier about Iwamoto and how he's been drawing like X-Dive pictures and stuff of, like, characters with like a wacky weapon or something like that, and we were just talking about how it would be great if you could put like different like gear and different like parts and stuff together to make your own Reploid using your own sense and skill. But I have a suggestion from K's1 Mega, who suggested White Day Axle.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to go and expand upon that, and I'm going to say, what about the other dive alternatives, just in general? Because they have been met with such overwhelming positivity that I think that if they made an entire line of X-Dive model kits, of like just designs that are exclusive to X-Dive, everyone would jump on top of those. absolutely. I think White Day Axel would be a fantastic addition, assuming that they do a regular Axel first. That would actually be awesome. I think any of the White Day alternatives, or even the Halloween alternatives, would be great. Like Halloween Vial, I mean, again, assuming they make a Vial kit, would be really awesome as like a nice alternative. So I am all for the X-Dive exclusive costumes for any of the characters, be it, you know, X series or classic or whatever they've done alternative costumes for. I think that those would make for some really excellent model kits. White Day Axel, you know, is actually one of my, out of all the White Day outfits, which I think there's two. So I guess out of the two, Axel's is definitely my favorite, and this is gonna sound bold of me to say, I would move for White Day Axel to like be his new primary design. It's like that good in my opinion. It's really good. Like, it's a little flashy. You might have to tone down some of the elements that make it look more like a suit, but I think with just a little bit of tweaking, it would actually be a really good permanent design for him. Just because it cranks up so many of his good elements all the way to 11, and I just really like it. I think it's a fantastic look for him. So, yeah, White Day Axel is absolutely a fantastic choice. I'm just hoping they do regular Axel first. Not that I wouldn't take White Day Axel first. It would just be kind of weird to get, you know, White Day Axel ahead of regular Axel. Kind of like how in X-Dive we got Monster Hunter Via before we got regular Via. Whatever. Okay. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that, definitely. I think White Day Axel is a great design. I like his it looks like he's got like pants going on. For some reason, I like Mega Man characters that have like that kind of separation. I think it looks great, and it would make for an awesome model kit. I think he mentioned in his comment, it should have like a box of chocolates, and I think that would make for an excellent, you know, like a little simple plastic accessory to like give to other characters. I think that'd be awesome. If they don't, there's actually a little, excuse me, there's actually a series of miniatures that Bonus Level is actually really into called Rement. And they make like little minis of stuff, little plastic miniatures of, you know, ordinary household items, and sometimes they do themed items and stuff. Like there's Pokemon ones, and there's a Kirby one, and there's like a Charlie Brown themed one, and all these other different things. But absolutely, you can get yourself like a miniature box of chocolates, and they're crazy enough to the point where like they would actually make them with like individually modeled pieces of chocolate that you could pull out. So, if you're ever looking for accessories for your figures, Rement is a fantastic option. So, just putting that out there.
Man, now I just want to see a figure of the X's dive armor, because it's
oh, cool. I didn't even think of that. That's so new. Yes. Oh, that would be such an awesome model kit. Holy crap. Yes. Oh, I want that. I want like the transparent wings.
Yes.
Like the plastic. Oh, it's such a cool idea. Man, I want this now. Please listen, someone out there in Japan who can send this to the appropriate authorities. Man.
Yeah, a dive-focused, like, little series of kits would be so cool. And it's double promotion, you know? It feeds itself.
You would pay money to own the kit, and then you would pay money to spend EM.
Yeah.
So, yes. That is... Oh, that would be actually... As much as I don't like being like, oh, that's like a predatory business practice, I almost want to be like, yeah, but I want the product, so it's fine. It's so cool, I want it, I don't care. I'll spend whatever I need to on it. Oh, that's such a cool idea. Why'd you have to put that thought in my head?
I'm sorry, I really thought that's just where you were gonna go.
No, I didn't even think of that. I didn't even process it. That's such a cool idea. Man. I want those X-Dive, especially with X-Dive showing off all the cool different forms of characters. You know? Like they're showing off, you know, all the different armors and things like that. You know, like the Command Mission Ultimate Armor X and just even the Command Mission characters. You know, and then, like, I'm thinking, like, Absolute Zero. Like, it's kind of bringing awareness to these other forms that the characters have. and like just all of them would make for such good like model kits and figures and stuff. And it's like all of these things are now, you know, they're like in the front of everyone's minds because they're seeing them because they're playing X-Dive, you know. So like it would just be so cool to use X-Dive as a platform for like pushing new kits. Like you could even be like, hey, you know, if you buy a Kotobukiya model kit based on this thing, we'll include a promo code that you can then redeem for like EM or something like that.
I was thinking about that.
Something like that, and I would totally jump all over that sort of thing. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Well, this is the night of segues, because friend of the channel, ShadowRockZX, you may have heard of him. I mean, or who is that? Whichever one's funnier. He's just all about the command mission kits. Like, just all the characters, just command mission X at least. And then, you know, you could go the extra mile, do the ultimate armor, do absolute zero. Our friend F Stag on Twitter has completed their command mission ultimate armor kit, and it is a beast, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I want it.
I wept Reploid tears of joy at seeing it.
Just that, and then paired next to that absolute zero that they did.
That absolute zero was so cool.
Yes, just both of those together, and it's just masterfully done. Like, I cannot sing the praises enough.
I was gonna say, the way that they did the absolute zero, if I remember correctly, is they got the wings from a Death Scythe model kit from Gundam.
That's right.
And I'm like, that is so clever. I feel so stupid for not thinking, oh yeah, I could take other model kits and combine their parts with Mega Man kits and make custom things out of it. You know what I mean? Like, that just also blows the door open for making like custom Reploids and things like that. If they just made the figures just a little bit more mod friendly, think of all the things you could do. Like, now I'm thinking like, damn, I want to go and buy like a Heavy Arms custom, and I want to go make the tank armor from the command mission, like, you know, concept art.
Oh yeah!
Oh, it'd be so cool. I want this. I want this to happen.
Yes. I mean, even if we don't get that far, just kits of like Marno and...
Oh yeah, of course. Just give us like the command mission cast. Like, they all deserve, like, especially Cinnamon. Cinnamon is like probably the most popular of all the command mission ones, because I feel that she has like the best design out of everyone.
That feels safe to say.
She has like the most like staying power, I think, out of all the command mission designs. And that's just my opinion. I'm not knocking any of the other ones. But I do know that Cinnamon is the one that everyone seems to like remember the most. You know?
It'd be Cinnamon, Marno, and like Spider, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say Spider also has like probably one of the better designs, but he's in the game so little that it's like, eh. But you know, that's spoilers. It's spoilers for this game that came out in 2004.
Yeah, just you know, don't red rum him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, don't exactly. So that's verboten.
But yeah, command mission, make it happen. Like, command mission X and like, dude, just get command mission X, regular X, and X8X, and just let them hang out.
Yeah, I would love that. I want the 3 X's to hang out. It'd be awesome. Instead, like, you've heard of the 3 Amigos. Now prepare for
Triple X. Vin Diesel kit pops.
Starring Vin Diesel. I was gonna try to make like a Dos Equis joke, and then I realized that Dos Equis means 2, not 3. So,
well,
never mind.
It's Dos Equis and a half. Dos and a half Equis.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the proper term for it.
I haven't been told no yet, so...
Stay thirsty, my friends. I don't always build 3 versions of Mega Man X, but when I do, it's
with Kotobukiya.
Yeah, it's with Kotobukiya. See, that sells itself. That's some great marketing right there. You can hire us now. We're experts at this sort of thing.
Experts? Okay.
Amazing.
Yes. Alright, what do you got next?
I believe I've only got 2 left. So I'm going to go with this one, which I think this is a good one that can kind of fit with all of the other suggestions. And that is from M-Snake. Their suggestion was a general model kit, which I mentioned in the previous episode. I definitely want general as like a, please, I want to make it happen. And their idea, which I think is actually a pretty good idea, would be to include parts of general as a Build-A-Figure in other model kits. So you can get a model kit of like X, and then it comes with the runners for like General's arm or something. And then you can get like another kit, and then it has like the parts to like his legs or his body or something to like, you know, to that effect. And they've been doing this for years now with Marvel and DC and other things, other, you know, properties, where they sell action figures that have the body parts to a much larger action figure included. And then what you do is once you've bought all the ones in that set, you can then put it together and you get yourself like a giant one. So like, there's no, there wouldn't be like a Hulk figure. You would buy like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, or something like that, and then each of them comes with like a Hulk body part, and then you stick them all together and you have yourself the Hulk. So the idea is to promote you to buy all those figures, and then you get, quote unquote, a free figure at the end because you've combined all of them. I believe Bandai did something similar with the Shadow Armor, and I think they did it with the Falcon Armor. I don't know if the Falcon Armor also had the hidden parts thing, but
I think it was just Shadow.
Was it? Okay, it might have just been Shadow Armor.
Someone will correct us.
Yeah, I know they definitely did it with the Shadow Armor, and I know that the Falcon Armor was definitely sold as one whole thing, but the point is they did a thing where you would have to buy certain model kits that had the parts to another model kit in it. For instance, there is no box of the Shadow Armor that I'm aware of. You have to actually buy separate model kits of X-Zero, I think 4th Armor X, and a couple of other ones, and they each come with the helmet, chest, arms, and legs of the Shadow Armor. And then you can go and put them all together, and you have a fully completed Shadow Armor. I don't know what the price runs for now, but the last time I checked, a fully completed Shadow Armor cost as much as a whole-ass PS Triple. It was $600. It was a little insane. But that's how much it cost, because the parts were so rare, and it was done towards like the end of the Mega Armor like run before they like stopped making them entirely. I think that would be a nice workaround for General. Instead of making a gigantic huge box, you could increase your sales of the other kits by including parts of General in with the other ones. Maybe you can include it with an Iris, maybe you can include it with an Alien, I'm just saying. So I like that idea. I like the idea of General as a Build-A-Figure. I think it's a cool way of, you know, making a much larger figure without necessarily selling like a giant Megazord-sized box. So that's I think that's a great idea. I'm gonna go ahead and say, give you my full endorsement. Thank you, M-Snake.
That's a good idea. I mean, you could do that with all sorts of...
Oh, you could do that with Ride Armors!
Oh my god, I was gonna say God Car Machine, but yeah.
Of course you want God Car Machine. You want that big, stupid thing.
It's so big and stupid.
I think you want it just because it's big and stupid.
Exactly.
You know, that memorable character with a catchy name, God Car Machine O Inari, rolls right off the tongue, along with my eyeballs. Yeah, so like a Build-A-Figure like plan would go really well for like big figures, like Ride Armors and like General and God Car Machine O Inari and things like that. I like that idea. I think that would be a pretty cool way to go about it. So, you
know, you could do that with Sigma, you know, because
you could do it with Sigma. He wouldn't even be like that much bigger. He could be bigger, but he wouldn't be like too big. Mm-hmm. And so I think he would even be like more realistic, because General is gigantic, but like you could get away with Sigma, I think.
Yeah.
I'm so down for that. That's a great idea. Man, I can do that. I want this to happen. Now, as we talk about these things, I just get depressed because I'm like, I want it to happen. I get these, pie in the sky, ideas of what I want them to make, and it's like, realistically, I'd probably have to 3D print all this myself. But
yeah,
still,
never say die.
I can, never say die. I can dream. We say retire, not die. Reploids don't die; they retire.
Never say retire.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, my last choice is from Steve B. Ruby Spears. I love it.
Model kit.
Like you name some other stuff, like EXE, which is coming out, Base, which we've covered, X1 Sigma, which sort of covered, Jello Man, we sort of covered, I think. Oh yeah, in honorable mentions last time. Yeah, mm-hmm. But I mean, just Ruby Spears stuff would be amazing.
I would die. I don't think it'll ever happen.
Oh
but
no!
I would die. Like that would be like I like if they did that, I would look at it like it was a personal gift to me. I would be like, for me. You made this for me? Like, because I love Ruby Spears Mega Man so much. Now, that's what got me into Mega Man, I've talked about that several times already in multiple episodes. Ruby Spears Mega Man is what got me into Mega Man. So if they did a model kit of that, whoo, forget it. Is that a sheesh moment? Is it for you youngins? Would that constitute a sheesh? Ruby Spears Mega Man? Sheesh! Is that how that works? You guys can call me an old man now. You can call me old if you want. It's fine.
I guess I'm older because I don't even get the concept as a concept.
I don't know, man. I've just heard people say that whenever something cool happens.
Oh, okay. And
it's emphasis.
And Ruby Spears. It's how we first started hanging out. So
it's true. That's how this started. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
There it was. Bringing it back, just like poetry.
Ruby Spears Mega Man. He's got muscles. He's got a handsome face. He's got a cool voice by Ian James Corlett. Man, just kicks ass all the time. He's an American Mega Man. I love it. It's so cool. He would make for an excellent kit.
If they did Mega Man, Roll, Proto Man, and like X. That would be great. Like, I would love to see like Cutman and stuff, but if I really had to narrow it down to what would maybe be possible,
I would say Mega Man, Proto Man, Roll is what I would say.
Well, X is my push. He's my push.
I mean, X is, of course, he's like the pie in the sky. I want X. Like, he's the police. The super reach.
No, dude, we need Brainbot in the flying suit.
Of course. Of all the things to make, it would be Brainbot.
Like, don't do any other Ruby Spears kits. Like, it would just be Brainbot with no elaboration.
None of the iconic characters from Ruby Spears. Not Cutsman, not Gutsman, not Proto Man. None of that stuff. We want Brainbot from the one episode in which he is titled.
No, okay, we either need Dr. Pedo or that French-made robot that can do like
that doesn't do
karate
Windows?
kicks. Yeah.
If we're going down that route, I want to have the hairdresser robot that has a removable face.
Yeah. Or no, you gotta have Gutsman with the face of that one time he just gets decimated. He's like throwing up like screws and stuff. Oh my god, it's horrible, and I want it.
Oh my! Or what about we need a. I'm just thinking now, instead of model kits, I just want like corny like 90s action figures with like gimmicks. Like I want like a Roll action figure where she has like her like, little vortex buster, and like you can clip in like a fireman, and you can like press like a thing that makes it spin until he flies off of it like a crash dummy. Mm-hmm. I don't want model kits now. Now I just want crappy 90s action figures.
Well, they're kind of doing that with Power Rangers. Like they're remaking like the flip heads and stuff.
I've seen a bunch of companies lately. They do. I forget what they're called, but they take older toys and then they like remaster them for like today. So it's a toy that looks like the original toy, but it's like way more detailed and has way more articulation and has a much higher build quality. I know they did it with like He-Man, and I know they've done it with a couple of other things. Like Star Wars did it with like their Black collection or Black series, where it's like they took the old Kenner line toys. Like I have one. It's like an ATST, and it's the same scale. ATST. Huh?
I just anytime ATST comes up, it's the Rich Evans cheering ATST.
Oh, I didn't click in my head for a minute. I had to. Yeah, that.
It'll be playing in the episode.
yeah, perfect. But it's the same scale as the action figures that I grew up with. You know, like the little Kenner ones. So it's the same scale, but now they have like articulated elbows and they have articulated knees, and they can fit inside the cockpit. And like the ATST is like way more like, you know, articulated and has like snapping, clicking joints. Now, like the original one from like the 90s that I had, I say the original one, like the original from my time frame, you know, that they had. It's cool that I'm seeing all these toys, you know, that are getting like remastered and stuff. I would love it if like I don't think Mega Man is like in that kind of niche of like 80s nostalgia for like, you know, American toys, where like these companies would take those up and like I've seen things like Silverhawks. Like, who the hell's ever heard of Silverhawks? Like, I know what it is because like I used to watch it on Cartoon Network growing up, but like, you know, it's kind of obscure, but they're remastering them and making like better versions of the toys that came out years ago. You know, like crazy things. And so I would love to see Mega Man Ruby Spears get a treatment like that, where they take the original kind of toys and then just like revamp them and like make them so much better. I know this is going way off topic. I know we're supposed to be talking about model kits, but that's where my brain went with this. But yes, a model kit of Ruby Spears Mega Man would be freaking awesome. Give me that.
And you know, if they just do Mega Man, you could easily customize it into Proto Man if you find a yellow piece of plastic and cut out
the crappy yellow cellophane. Oh my god.
Alright, bring us home. What do you got?
Bring us home. This one comes from LML123, and I typed this out a very specific way because I had to say it a very specific way, so I'm just going to stand up out of my chair.
Oh boy.
Heat Guts! Ooh, Heat Guts! I want Heat Guts style. Yeah! EXE figures. Heat Guts! Heat Guts! I love Heat Guts. Heat Guts is my favorite style from, what is it, Battle Network 3? Yeah.
It's got a good look to it.
I love Heat Guts. Heat Guts is amazing. It's my favorite. I have an action figure of Heat Guts, and they give Mega Man the giant duo arm that he punches things with. You know what that arm is filled with? Justice! I love it. Heat Guts, I get so worked up. I love Heat Guts. You don't understand. I saw that artwork, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Mega Man's got a flamethrower buster? He's got a giant arm? What is going on? It blew my mind when I first saw that. It was the coolest thing ever. And then, in-game, I get to shoot a flamethrower that like goes through shields and stuff. It was the coolest thing. I love Heat Guts. It sucks that he never got to use the giant arm to punch anything, but I love it. I love Heat Guts so much. So I had to emphasize Heat Guts. Heat Guts should be a thing. They haven't even done the regular Mega Man yet. I know they're working on it, but I want Heat Guts. Heat Guts. Give me Heat Guts. I don't want none of your Aqua Team nonsense or your Elec Brother. No, give me Heat Guts. Heat Guts.
You know, I've never played the game, but I did have that figure way back in the day because I was like, Mega Man changes how he looks based on powers. Like I had that one and like a magnet one where he looked like Magnet Man sort of. And I thought that was the coolest thing, but I was like, Heat Guts, he's combining powers? This is awesome! And it was so cool, just the giant Justice Fist, as we have discussed, and the flamethrower. Oh,
he inherited it from Duo.
Really, really good stuff. So, yeah, I'm down for that.
I love Heat Guts. I'm down, just on a serious note, I am down for all of the other styles. if I had to choose one besides Heat Guts, I'd want to go with like Bug Style. I think Bug Style would be like Heat Guts is the one everyone knows. I feel like because I think it's always your first style, like no matter what. I think it's always your first style that you get, just to introduce you to the style system. But Heat Guts would be number one, and I think Bug Style would be the next one because Bug Style is so cool. It's like Dark Mega Man before he becomes Dark Mega Man. It's really awesome. Really love Bug Style. But yeah, it's just that giant stupid fist is the I love it. It's my favorite thing. So, yeah, there you go.
I think we've learned with our conversations that the bigger and stupider it is, the cooler it is.
Yes, I agree. Except for Gudkar Machine or Inari.
I'm sticking by this one.
I'm just kidding.
He has 2 faces.
He gets by. So he's like double stupid, and so he gets by. It's fine. I think he's like he's not as he's big and stupid, but it's like double stupid. So I'm just like, no, but I'm just messing with you. I know you're a fan of Gudkar Machine. It's nothing personal. I'm just joking.
Okay, I'll let it slide this time.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, I guess that'll do it. Thank you for all the fun suggestions. There were plenty of good ones out there, but we had to limit ourselves a little bit so we wouldn't be talking for eternity. Because as you can see, any idea like this will really get us going, because this is really, really fun stuff, and I hope Kotobukiya just takes some ideas and just runs with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any feasible way of imagining that they would ever get anything we've said during this session, but if they could hear us, those were our suggestions last episode and this episode. Absolutely, I love this sort of thing, and yeah, man, once we get going, we can snowball out of control, because I feel like deep down we're all still just kids. You never grow out of loving cool stuff, you know. And I think action figures and model kits are just always cool, no matter what they are. So, yes, I'm gonna pray to the Mega Man gods that they somehow either hear us and make these sorts of kits, or they come to the conclusion on their own that Heat Guts is awesome, and they just do it without me having to tell them. Prototwi, no matter what, unfortunately, I do think Lifesaver is a bit of a stretch, but I'll put in a good prayer for you too, buddy. But yeah, thank you everyone for leaving your comments in the previous video. I hope that everyone enjoyed this one, and we can't wait to talk more about merchandise with you guys the next time that's a subject of ours.
Yeah, and get some more suggestions down there. Like, the ones last time were so much fun, and even just in comments was fun to talk about.
How about this? Let's mix it up a bit. Instead of characters, right? Because I feel like I think we've pretty much exhausted our list of viable characters and versions of characters. How about you tell us in the comments down below what kind of vehicles or accessories you would like to see as a model kit?
I do like me some accessories.
And they don't necessarily have to be to scale. Like, for instance, if someone was like, yeah, I want like a model kit of, like, I don't know, Final Weapon, or like Eurasia.
I was about to say oh, man. If you weren't going to say anything, I was going to say Final Weapon. This is weird.
Yeah, so that. Final Weapon, Eurasia, things like that. Like, you know, what are some cool, like, out-of-the-box vehicles, like, that maybe you can combine with your Koto kits? Or just model kits of other things. Just throw that out there. So yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing it. But yeah, I guess that's it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you all for coming, and it's been fun. Yes. Alright, goodbye everybody. Take it easy. Hey, thanks for watching. Once again, big thanks to our guest editor, SilBee. And as always, big thanks to our channel members, SilBee, Dano, Sigma, It's a Tommy, Duckman, Dornor, Masterman,
Adachi, Darupi, Aiden, Spring Queen, and the rest of our supporters. Thanks for all the suggestions for this episode. See you next time.